shine. It is Friday morning. Rise and shine. We are tracking cold fronts and rain and the tropics. Let's start with the tropics because I know that that's always the talker. People just want to hear about it. They want to learn about it. There's Tropical Storm Jerry. Boy, this thing is on the struggle bus. Man, it's looking terrible. Maximum sustained winds are at 50 miles an hour. It is moving to the northwest at 17. It is hanging out very, very close to the Caribbean islands. But because it's on the struggle bus, you can kind of see there's definitely some squally weather in the area. I'll just zoom in, give it a second to go buffer the data. But it's squally weather. They're not getting anything too bad there. The Caribbean islands certainly get rough weather a lot. So this is not a surprise. But nevertheless, you can kind of see all that heavy rainfall working through Guadalupe, working through San Juan, through the Virgin Islands, etc. Now, maximum sustained winds are at 50 miles an hour. Here's the forecast from the National Hurricane Center, basically taking it due north and then a hard right turn moving away. I would also add that Tropical Storm Jerry is no longer expected to become a hurricane. That wind shear absolutely doing its thing, and that's fine with me. So again, there's the satellite imagery. Jerry does not look good. Jerry is a disaster. So, all right. Then we also have subtropical storm Karen, which was named late last night. It's way up there. This will clearly not be a threat to the United States. It's up near the Azores, the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, basically taking it off to the northwest. Will continue to do its thing. Eventually will fade out in the cooler waters of the North Atlantic. So with that said, I don't know that anybody has updated the 2025 storm name thing. So let's do that because we are good team players. All right. So Jerry, nobody added Jerry. We'll add that. Tropical storm. We'll add Karen, tropical storm. Okay. So that said, then we have seen Jerry and Karen. So the next name on the list would be Lorenzo. The good news is there's nothing like expected to develop in the next couple of minutes. So we don't have to worry about Lorenzo forming anytime soon. But there you go. We are about halfway through the storm. You know, we talked about this. Everybody's like, well, it's been a really quiet, slow start to the season. There you go. The season picked up. Even if it's been weak, it's still there. Even if there's nothing that has hit us, it's still there. Mickey says, wow, Karen formed and she isn't going to be a problem. Are you disappointed? I'm not. Now, that said, let's look at the models. I forgot to do this yesterday. My buddy Trevor was like, hey, all that jibber jabbering and you never even got to the computer models. And I'm like, ugh, I guess that's a good point. So anyway, let's look at the raw computer models together and roll through. So there's Jerry out near Puerto Rico pulling away. At the same time, there's that coastal low that is kind of impacting us right now. It's the reason the weather's crummy. It's the reason that we're going to be getting cool this weekend. This is essentially just off of the Florida coast there. That's a nor'easter. So yeah, it moves away from us. Not expecting it to form tropically, but as it lifts into the Carolina coast, don't be surprised, and we'll look at it in a minute. But don't be surprised if this were to develop the kind of winds that'll bring tropical storm conditions to places like the Outer Banks. Yeah, don't be surprised if that happens. All right, then we roll through time. We're looking. Lots of stuff out east of us. Does it end up trying to go tropical eventually? Maybe. All right, we're watching. Down around the Bay of Campeche. All right. Okay. Oh, what do we got going on here in the Caribbean? A little something. Oh, yep. GFS is going to GFS. At the very end, where are you going? All right. So by the end of October, maybe a little something into the Turks and Caicos. Okay. One run of one model. Now, let's go back. I'm just curious. GFS, one run back, did not have it. Let's go 2 runs back. It's got something. 3 runs back. It's got something closer. So, all right, we'll watch the end of October. To the European we go. There's Jerry. There's our coastal low forming. Coastal low may try to eventually get going once it pulls away from the United States. Big old cold front looks like it's fading right before it gets to us, though, around the 22nd. For those of you that follow the BSR, was that in the BSR? I can't recall. All right. And then, yeah, the European has maybe a sloppy something in the Gulf, but nothing significant. Okie doke. All right. Let's look at the Euro AI. There's the coastal low trying to bomb out as it pulls away. Maybe a subtropical storm. High pressure building in. All right, so nothing there. So the GFS is kind of in its own lone camp of trying to form something toward the end of the month. All right, got it. Let's go over to the GFS ensembles. Now, for those of you that are new, what is an ensemble? The GFS runs, the European runs, the Euro AI runs. Once it's done running, it uses that baseline of granular data and reruns these mini models with subtly different mathematical equations to give us other ideas of what could happen, right? So ensembles are basically just variations on a theme for you musicians, like would say. So all right, so there's that coastal low, kind of around the Carolinas. Pulls away. Jerry's a disaster. Models do try to bring Jerry up now. Afterward, here's the 16th, 17th. GFS is trying to show some sort of Caribbean development, right? Yeah. The end of the month, GFS ensemblage wants to go with Caribbean from about the 16th through the 20th. So, okay, there's that. That's not a surprise. The further out you go, the more the ensembles are going to kind of go all kinds of goofy. There's Jerry. There's our coastal low. The ensemble 460 still running, so we'll just run through the 0Z on the Euro. There is some ensemble members on the European trying to do something in the Caribbean at the very end of the month. Not significant ensemble support there, but it's something. Euro AI. Okay. That's as far out as it's run through 246 right now, so we'll have to go one run back to get beyond that. All right, so the Euro AI is still pretty quiet. I think the bottom line of what I'm seeing here is that this has and continues to be a really weird hurricane season. Jerry had a little bit of wind shear around, really just getting itself slapped in the head. So there you go, Jerry and Karen. Lorenzo is the next name on the list. What a weird hurricane season we have here. No complaints. Keep everything away from us. But what a weird hurricane season it is. Yep. All right. So that's kind of where we're at tropically. Questions before we go. Nautilus says BSR was consistent with severe weather and potential tropical stuff from today through the 20th. Okay. On the calendar. Got it. Well, we've got this storm system around Florida. So if I recall, I know we had talked about, I don't know if I had said that it was a severe weather deal, but there's the area of low pressure. I mean, it's here. It's let me pull up the satellite. Yeah, I mean, it's if you look into South Florida, it's there. It's lifting north. It's doing its thing. Bryce says BSR showed the October 22nd cold front. Okay, perfect. So we just saw that on the GFS. So very good. Love that that's a thing. All right. So there's the trough over South Florida. It's a developing low. That's what's bringing us this really crummy weather pattern, right? I mean, it's not beautiful outside. Let's go over to our first warning Doppler radar. If I can find the button. It's buried here. Okay, here we are. Let's go over and take a look. It's been raining on again and off again. It's been less than desirable weather, right? It's just not been beautiful. Here's the live radar scan. Let's start in the metro, okay, where we're clean sweeping. It's cloudy. Let's look at the ceilings. I haven't seen those yet. Stand by. Of course, I didn't make it in the new graphics package. Golly, y'all. All right, we're going to build this over in the new graphics package together. All right, cloud ceiling in feet. Got to take the old banner, edit, delete. Put the new banner in. Cloud ceiling in feet. Then we have to change the earth. Bear with me 2 seconds. See, Coffee Talk is not, it's not for TV. Sphere, change the watercolor. Then we need to change the text to the all caps font. Hold on, I'm doing it together. Stand by. Okay, and then the numbers, you see how they're gold? We don't use gold numbers in the new graphics package. And if you don't like it, I didn't pick it, just so that you know. Okay, this was not my choice. All right, we'll do that. We'll come over here. All right, that is the new graphics. And then File, Save As, and we'll put that in the new folder. Okay, now we have a cloud ceiling product. Okay, so low clouds. All of that to say, 1,000 feet is VFR. So basically all of these airports that are less than 1,000 feet, low clouds, IFR. Tanya says he's doing it. Yeah. Yep. It's true. So yeah. So low clouds, Sanford, DeLand, Orlando. Yeah. It's not a day to take up the. I know, Maria, you are the person I was thinking of. This is. Oh, Maria was supposed to go flying this morning and literally was the person I was thinking of when I was making this graphic. Maria, I'm sorry. Maria's supposed to go flying on a VFR flight this morning. Dan says this is better than TV. We get to see the magic happen and much better overall view of what's going on out there. Well, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. Taylor says it's pouring and there's a stupid long train I'm stuck waiting for. So let's go back to the live radar. Maria, I'm sorry. I'll tell you though, Maria, and you know this. JV says no flying, even though you have a flying shirt on. Monday. My airplane's down for annual. I'm actually going to go take the mechanic out for lunch today, so I don't get to fly today anyway. Anyway, all right. So here's the live radar. So clearly, we know the low clouds are around. Where is the rain? Well, let's come over here to Flagler and Volusia and look at it coming in, and it's coming in, and it's going to be heavier and heavier. Look at that, Daytona Beach, the Ponce Inlet. You don't need to see my ugly mug. Vanessa says it's definitely sloppy out. Yup. Look at that Ponce Inlet. It's about to start picking up. We'll look at the tower cams here in a couple minutes. New Smyrna Beach. It's like right at 40 there. Right? I'm sorry, 44, not 40. It's like right at 44. It's dry, but it won't be for long. Right? Let's come further to the south. Look at all that heavy rain at the Kennedy Space Center, Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, Port Canaveral, Brevard County. Look at this. It's developing just off the shoreline. And can I also add, having my own radar, I love it. This is my radar. Here's the Melbourne radar. Now, Melbourne's closer, so it's going to give us, but just the ability to use our different sweeps. This is our live radar scan sweeping through. Listen, I'm a nerd for the radar, so it is what it is. All right, let's do this. Let's pop up our tower cam network and just kind of see. So there's, hold on a second. Oh, wrong one. Stand by. That's the wrong feed. But where's Coffee Talk in here? There's Coffee Talk. Open Coffee Talk. Oh, I didn't put the tower cam in there? You got to be kidding me, Burris. Y'all, sometimes you're just not operating on all the cylinders. All right, so give it a sec. There you go. It's even raining in Ocala. Cheryl says, I need some sunny days too. Gloomy outside today. Give it a minute. I promise you, we'll have the sun shining in no time. It's just not going to be today. What's interesting is Ocala. So Ocala's quiet, but it has rained. Interesting that it hasn't cleared off the lens. It's taken that long. All right, let's go over to some of our beach shots. Daytona, let's start with you. See what's doing. Tanya says, body does ache with these cooler temperatures. Yeah. Neon's channel says, we love having the radar too. The Wesh app has saved me from getting soaked countless times. Thank you. Daytona, are you down? Come on. It's raining. I wanted to show that. All right, New Smyrna, you're up. Yeah, that's about what I would expect. I'll bring it. You don't need to see me. Yeah, that's New Smyrna Beach. Barb's asking, can we get some sun in Jacksonville for my birthday on Sunday? I think we can, my friend. I think we can. Maria, again, I don't know. I just hit it, Maria, and it didn't want to come up. So, All right, there's New Smyrna Beach. Let's head down to the Kennedy Space Center, see what's doing there. Yeah, look at that. Ugh. It's pouring down rain here in Daytona. Sonia, I wish I could show you the tower cam, but it's down. I don't know why. Margaret says, can't confirm it's raining in Daytona. It was working yesterday. I don't know. Maybe my computer just didn't like it. I'll try and do the old Daytona handshake one more time. It's our secret handshake. All right, Daytona. It's your last shot, Daytona. Okay. All right. Annie says it's nasty in Daytona Beach. Yeah, our tower cam doesn't want to work. All right, Port Canaveral. Let's take a look. This is going to be a live look. Rusty's at the port tower cam. Stand by. Stand by. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, but there's your low clouds, right? So, yeah, there's no beach in Daytona right now. Well, correct. That's the other thing. So we've got the king tides going for us. There's a lot happening. We're going to get to all of that. I'm just kind of trying to set the stage here. So there's the low clouds. We're going to go one more spot. I think I have Melbourne here. We got Melbourne back, but I don't know that I ever put it back into my computer. So, all right, I don't know that I did. All right, I'll get there. I did not. So, all right, we'll get there. Anyway, all right, we'll come back over. Let's look at downtown Orlando. See what the tower cam is looking like here. Yeah, I mean, it's cloudy. So it's definitely a little better in Orlando, right? It's drier, that's for sure. So there's your live radar forecast for today. Only a 30% coverage of rain. Now, I would have gone with mostly cloudy skies, but I'm not the forecaster this morning, so it is what it is. But there you go. Okay, so 77, 81, 82. High temperatures are not climbing today a ton, right? So there's that. Nautilus says, yeah, the king tide in Daytona Beach is bad, little to no shoreline right now. What we can do, actually, is if we go over here to Volusia, it just occurred to me, I do have several weather stem cameras. Let's look at that real quick. So I'm going to move this around. Yeah, so this is the weather stem camera. And we're looking obviously at Daytona Beach. This is over at the beach safety building. I'm going to just move this over a little bit just to kind of show the wave action, right? So clearly the wave action is there, and yeah, there's no beach. Now, people are not going to want to be out at the beach right now, but nevertheless, Jonathan says, looks like a hurricane out there. I wouldn't go that far, thankfully, but yeah. Tiffany says, I need to go out and run errands, but don't want to here in Ocala. Yeah, I mean, the weather's crummy. And he says the beaches are getting beat up. Indeed. I beg your pardon, never promised you a rose garden along with rain. Is that a reference that I'm not picking up on right now? I don't know. Supply mess, but I can see blue sky to the north of me right now. I'm currently Route 11 north, kind of toward Benalla. All right, there you go, Andy. Thank you. Thank you. Pond Inlet is wild. I haven't looked at the winds. Let's dial that up. Stand by. Of course, half of these things I haven't transferred over. So a lot of this I haven't done into the new graphics package yet. County current 5-minute Volusia. I just Volusia county wind speeds Volusia. But that's not the 5-minute obs that I have. Yeah, wind gusts in Volusia. Oh, that's the Euro model. Yeah. See, a lot of this I don't have. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I've got, we'll close out of you. So this is a product I use just during the tropical season. This kills the computer. So give it a second. So this is a graphic. I'm pulling up a graphic I built to use during one of the hurricanes. And I can't recall what the threshold was, but it basically is set to show wind gusts. And it's a nasty forecast. It's a nasty graphic. In other words, it's rough and tumble. It's not supposed to look pretty, but it does the trick. And it just kind of shows the gusts. I don't have city labels on there because the whole point is it's just raw, nasty data. All right. So anyway, I think I've got it set to only show stuff that's tropical storm force. So yeah. So let me open it up, and at least if I open it up, is it going to show others? Here's what I can do is I can turn off the, yeah, it's 39 and up is what it's set to do right now. So Matus, is it all Matus? It's all Matus. Got it. All right. So if I do Matus 2018 Matus 39 and up, what if I change that data text, turn it off, and then save as 29 Matus wind gust all. All right. That should be wind gust all, wind gust 39 and up. It needs to be 2018 Matus wind gust all. Bear with me, people. I'm going to fix this so that it just shows all the gusts. Wind gust all and wind gust all. Okay, perfect. File, save as recent gusts all. All right. Perfect. Now give it a second. This graphic, because it's parsing literally every weather station that's like available, it kills the computer. Literally kills the computer. So there we go. All right. So there it is. So just looking around, and it's like live. So 2026 over at Beach Safety, 2015. That's not 146. That's 14 and 6 and 7. Just looking around. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we haven't seen some significant gusts, but it's been gusty, we'll just say. Yeah, the computer hates me though, right? Yeah. So there's definitely been some gusts. Nothing wild. It looks like the highest gusts that we've seen, here, Flagler County. Yeah. Down into Volusia. Ponce Inlet 20 to 26. So there's definitely been some gusts out that way for sure. So makes sense. Makes sense. All right. So peak gusts today. Peak. These are just the bigger official reporting stations. Jenny says, holy numbers, Batman. See, that's the thing. That graphic was designed not to be pretty. Are these written? 39? I just want to check and make sure that wasn't like overwritten. Manually done. Okay, there you go. So we've had some gusts. All right. Now, okay, so it's gusty, it's kind of crummy. Today, by the way, is impact weather for our coastal communities, okay? Because of all these rounds of rain, these yeah, somebody wrote morning goose. These gusts. So impact weather today for the coastline, okay? Yeah, we'll look at the futurecast in a minute. Mickey and Nikki. So yeah, gusty winds, torrential downpours. That's why we've got impact weather. So looking at the 7-day forecast, and let's start along the coast, where yes, we've got the impact weather today, rough surf, rip currents. Today, a 70% coverage of rain along the coast. Tomorrow, a 40% coverage of coastal showers, highs in the 70s, upper 70s. Notice though, once we're done with tomorrow's showers, we go clear. Look at that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sunny skies, high temperatures in the low to mid 80s, morning lows in the 60s. We've got a huge change coming our way. All right. Inland spots. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Okay. Not impact weather, but gorgeous. 82 degrees for our Friday, right? Did you hear me? 82 degrees, our high temperature today. 60% coverage of rain. Can put thunderstorms in. I wouldn't have. I would have just gone with rain. But I digress. 81 degrees, our Saturday temperature. 82 degrees, our Sunday temperature. Look at these morning lows, though. For the first time in Central Florida for this season, we will have widespread readings in the 60s. Yeah, we've got some big changes moving our direction. Seriously. So, yeah. So, for Futurecast, because you all want to see the Futurecast, let's dial it up together, okay? Starting off this morning, and it's picking up on the coastal range, right? Through the day, spotty showers. Actually, I don't think Futurecast is doing good. Ignore that. Let's go to the HER model. All right, let me dial up the HER model. Let's start with the rapid refresh HER model. All right. Yeah, this is already looking way better. All right. HER model. So it's showing the rains along the coast. Perfect. Yeah, okay. So look at the widespread rain. Yeah, I think that the HER is doing a much, much better job today than Futurecast. Terry says, good flying weather next week. Hey, if I can get my airplane back from annual, then you know I'm going to. Widespread rains. Look at that. Through the afternoon. Yeah, 5, 6 o'clock. So there you go. There's the idea. For evening plans, Friday evening plans, look, dinner, date night, plenty of rains, right? 7 o'clock, showers, 8 o'clock, waves of heavy rainfall around. Yep, it is what it is. It's going to be raining around town. Sorry about that. But once it's done, look at what we have ahead, friends. 66 on Sunday morning. 64 on Monday morning. Wendy's asking, are we done with the 90s for a while? Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that change. Average low is 68. We have not been to 68 yet this season, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Oh my gosh, Tanya, you're too much. My daughter started placing fake spider webs around the house back in late August. Sure, they're fake. Just kidding. Samantha says it's almost perfect for turning off the air conditioning and opening the windows. We're so close. We are close, but understand that the afternoons are not cool, right? Like morning lows are in the 60s, but the daytime highs still get into the lower 80s. And by late next week, we do return to the mid and upper 80s. So keep that in mind. All right. Neon's channel, how will La Nina impact the rest of hurricane season? Listen, we'll have to watch. At the moment, we're not getting anywhere near Madden Julian. We're just not hitting it. So, Matt says boo. Or Matt says, but not 90s. It's true. Now, Sunday morning. Let's look at those Sunday morning temperatures. Okay? Because it's going to be some of the coolest air we've seen yet this season. By far, actually. 66 in Orlando, 64 in DeLand, 62 in Ocala, 66 in Claremont. Oh my goodness gracious, that looks nice. Man, I am loving that. Loving that. So we've got some cooler days ahead, my friends. Just have to sit there and kind of deal with the meh going on right now. Now, I had a buddy, also named Eric, ironically, reached out and was like, hey, man, I want to do the beach walking this weekend. Couldn't last weekend. There was no beach. How we looking this weekend? So the good news is, even though, yes, we've got this storm system going up the East Coast that's going to really rough up the beaches, understand that the tide times are going to actually work in our favor. So we'll be at low tide during mornings, which means this weekend, yes, we will be able to go for the beach walks. Right now, there's not much beach. It'll get better though into Saturday and Sunday. So for tide cycles and things, yeah. Landon, by what time of the year are we officially clear of a hurricane impacting us this year? I mean, we're not there yet. I'll just say that we're not there yet. Christine says, I will gladly open my windows overnight. Sometimes when the temps are in the 60s, it's cooler in the house that way. Yeah. Almost cool enough to go to Payne's Prairie State Park and find some buffalo to take pictures of. Huh? A fake summer fall for a whole week is coming. Hey, take it. Take it while we can. The ghost woman says, same, Christine. Same. We'll be grateful for the rain if we miss any tropical systems. That's the thing. That's the thing. If we could just keep away from tropical stuff, that's the thing. So here we are, okay, over the course of the day today, this area of low pressure that's in South Florida gears up, develops off of the East Coast, brings us coastal showers tomorrow. All right, then this lifts to the north, lifts away from us, becomes a nor'easter, and helps to bring in a bunch of dry air for us. So that's great news. Now, in terms of the nor'easter, let's go back over to the raw models and come over here. Wind speed. Just want to see what the swath for the winds are. All right, so this is the wind gust swath from the American GFS model. I was talking about that nor'easter, if you recall, the storm system that's lifting up the shoreline. But look at what it will do. Look at some of these wind gusts, okay? Mid-Atlantic, look at that. The Delmarva Peninsula, 55, getting over, Maryland, up and, all through New England, coastal Jersey. I mean, this is going to be a nasty storm system for them, okay? So while, yes, it's bringing us absolutely lovely weather, that coastal low, think about it. It's dragging dry air down, but what's it doing when it lifts north, right? So that's going to be kind of the squeeze play that's at work here, right? Chris says we need to dry out for a while. The whole state is starting to mold. Well, the sun's only going to help to add to I digress. So anyway, yes, we've got the rains around. Tomorrow's just some coastal showers as it lifts away. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we look much better. Yeah. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Anything at all? All right. All right. And we're a couple of minutes late, but that's okay. That's okay. Now is your opportunity. Voice, speak, or don't speak. Nikki says, just got to UCF for kiddo to work on a group project for one of his classes. Sounds good to me. Anthony says, flying to New York on Monday. You think the storm will cause delays? Up that way? I suspect it will. The air traffic control system gets very, very grumpy. The entire system gets grumpy when the Northeast corridor gets grumpy. So I would suspect. That said, for right now, even with our kind of crummy weather that we're dealing with, things are actually looking pretty good. All right. Nor'easters used to kill us on the coast in Massachusetts. Yeah. See ya, Bruce. Samantha's asking, will Alex be filling in at Wesh? There's no plans for Alex to be filling in at Wesh. He's still my buddy, though. I still love him, but no. Nautilus says, from now on, the new patterns are in play. That's correct. Very much watching things. Very, very much watching things. Jamie says, I noticed new graphics in the wild. I don't know what you mean by that. We debuted them a while ago, if that's what you mean. Yes. Lynn says, I truly appreciate and enjoy this. Well, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. What about tomorrow at Disney? First off, I'm blocked out from going to Disney tomorrow, so I'm grumpy. A couple of showers. It'll be nice. Yeah. Rose says, all the new graphics are great. Thank you. And a congratulations to our new members of the graphics team, or of the new graphics debut. Let's see. WDSU in New Orleans debuted our new graphics. KOAT, KOCO in Oklahoma City. I believe WYFF did? There's one more and I'm blanking. WBAL in Baltimore. No, there was another one also. Anyway, I digress. Kathy, was Milton a year ago? It was. I don't know that they clipped it or not. Wesh.com. Did they clip? I did a story on Milton, but I don't know if I don't know. Yeah, they clipped my story here. I haven't even seen it yet, but I'll dial this up just so that you can see it. But this is my story for Hurricane Milton. I'll share it with y'all. Stand by.
Around you, the food you eat, what makes you happy, what keeps you up at night, the place you call home. It's why we create.
Because it's grumpy.
Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office, because it's all around you. The food you.
I don't know why I can't skip the ad. Of course. All right. Well, I don't know. I was trying to do it. Is it on our? Is it? Hold on. One more try. Does that work? I'm trying. I'm looking. No videos. I'm going to try it on the YouTube and see if that works. Florida marks 1 year since. Okay. All right. I think that this is the story. Perfect. All right. Put that there. Put that there. Hit OK. Hit that.
Central Florida. A year later, people are still struggling to rebuild.
Yeah, many people are still out of their homes. That's hard to believe, but that's the case. The storm made landfall near Siesta Key as a Category 3 and spawned dozens of tornadoes across the state. 3 were EF3 tornadoes. Most of the damage happened in Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River counties.
The damage here was mostly flooding. This is damage in one house in Volusia County. The county now has plans to buy homes like this and tear them down.
We can't go out and buy everybody's home that floods.
Well, I did a story. I was trying to find it. That's not it. Oh, well. All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's. I give up. I'm tired. I'm grumpy. I'm not grumpy. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Yeah, sometimes.